Alrighty, for video 2 today, we're going to look at another Spellbreaker. This time, an Albrecht's Aether Ray Spellbreaker, as he begins his trip into Elite. I just got into Elite with him today, and he's still obviously a work in progress, but he's been doing really, really well so far, and I'm really impressed with what the Spellbreaker can do without a lot of resources. So let's hop into it. On the Nightblade side, this is exactly like our Panetti's build, where we do maxing out of Pneumatic Burst and Shadow Dance, and this is sort of part of our core of defense. And then we've also got Veil of Shadow, Night's Chill, Phantasmal Armor. I have a point in Anatomy of Murder right now, though I think is going to be respect, and we have a point in Blade Barrier, because 1 point Blade Barrier is amazing. So as this character levels up, he's probably going to max out Night's Chill, and maybe even max out Veil of Shadow as a defense. Because of the total speed reduction it hits enemies with, it could be like a great kind of pseudo flashbang that just hits everything around him. And it also would supremely increase that like AoE effect that Veil of Shadow provides. So it's a possibility to get that capped out. This character also has a lot of spare points, possibly 20 to 24 spare points, because he's not having to level up 4 abilities. He's just having to level up 2. He may have a lot of spare points that could take him all the way down to get Merciless Repertoire and possibly Ring of Frost on Ring of Steel, with 1 point ticked in Elemental Awakening. But that's up in the air as far as that goes for the future of the build. It's like, so is Veil of Shadow getting leveled up. On the Arcana side of things, we are obviously going to max out Albrecht's Aether Ray and probably get Disintegration to 12 out of 12. I don't know if I'm going to take it to 22 out of 12 on this character. It's another up in the air thing, depending on what he needs, points-wise and other things. 1 point goes into each of our Iskander's Elemental Exchange line. 1 point Mirror of Raktis. We only have 1 point in Maven Sphere for now. But of course, I'm going to shoot for my 10 to 12 on that. 1 point on Conversion. 1 point on Electra's Flash Freeze and Absolute Zero. Though this, Electra's Flash Freeze, is actually a candidate, again, for possibly getting leveled up. Because it would hit, a giant area on the screen for cold damage. Oh, I forgot to mention, we're building Aether Cold for this character. So, Aether damage on our Ray, obviously. And Devastation. But Electra's Flash Freeze could be our main cold ability, as could Trojan Sky Shards. And I don't know if I'm going to keep Devastation, honestly. I love it. It's a great ability. But I don't know that I'm going to need it with this build, because I'm going to have access to Trojan Sky Shards and have it actually deal, okay damage, and have it be a freeze. And it's sort of like we got to balance things out here. We got to weigh what both of these abilities bring to the table. Trojan Sky Shards is repeatable very quickly, and because we're going to kind of gear a little bit more towards cooldown reduction, having Trojan Sky Shards available a lot can just bang out damage while banging out freezes from Frozen Core, and that's only for 2 points. And I mean, the third point we get a little bit of crit damage on it, but whatever. But for 1 point we get Devastation, and Devastation, because it smashes down 6 times or whatever, or 5 times, it can potentially deal a lot of damage in an area while we're beaming down that area. So it's like, the advantage there is we fire and forget it, and it just hits and hits and hits and hits. But it's on a higher cooldown. But again, we're gearing a little bit for cooldown, and we're going for Star Pact, so it's yeah, we might actually be able to... Well, I mean, we can run both, but it's I don't exactly know which one's better at this point. Because this one, we're recasting it, we have to stop the beam to do its cast animation. I mean, we have to deal with Devastation as well, but Devastation keeps going while we're doing other things. So, yeah, it's I could run both, maybe, or I might want to, choose one or the other. It depends on how far we go on the Nightblade side of things, because we pick up Ring of Steel with Ring of Frost. I don't think I have the finger, I don't have the spaces on the bar really to even run that, I think. So yeah, it's gonna be maybe one or the other. I could run both, but we'll see what happens as we level the character up. I am running Star Pact instead of Reckless Power. Reckless Power fits the beam perfectly, but I think we're gonna have enough casting speed to last us to get us to 200%. And like I said, we're split between Aether and Cold, and that means that Star Pact isn't wasted. But Star Pact also brings cooldown reduction to the table. 15% cooldown reduction. And with this character, I'm really going to try to not run that Clairvoyant set, because I feel like I've put it on 2 characters already, and it's a really awesome set, but I really want to make this character not using an item set, Iskanders or Clairvoyant, or whatever the Nightblade one is. Maybe use a minor set, but I want to run this character with sort of an assortment of gear rather than like equip the set, run the game. And that means to get everything that we have is on cooldown, obviously. So to get those cooldowns down, we're going to be running Star Pact with a good caster offhand, with a good amulet that has cooldown reduction, and the helmet that has cooldown reduction. Hopefully we'll get it up to like 40% and just, or even try for 50% somehow, and just have all our cooldowns. The rest of our abilities, I'm currently maxing out Inner Focus, and Inner Focus maxed out is just awesome. Arcane Will has 1 point, Nullification has 1 point. Mental Alacrity, I should probably respec a point out of it, but yeah, we're going to keep that around 10. And Fabric of Reality is eventually going to be maxed out. So the definite max outs are probably Iskander's Elemental Exchange for the regen, Fabric of Reality for its Aether damage, Star Pact for the cooldown, obviously the Aether Ray, and get Myvan Sphere close to maxed out. And obviously we have what's maxed out over here. This is going to be up to about probably 10 points, so we're going to try to get that to its cap. But yeah, pretty much a lot of this build is up in the air in terms of what's getting maxed out after that. So his Devotion, he presently has 26 points. We went and we grabbed the Imp, firstly. And then we have to get to Amatak after that. So I picked up the Eel and came down and grabbed up the Hawk. And that gave us access to Amatak, the Spirit of Winter. And while I was leveling this guy through Veteran, I had Blizzard attached to the Aether Ray, which is really powerful. And my plan is to take and attach Blizzard to the Nemesis summon from the Nemesis Relic, because I think that's going to be my relic I use for this character. And I believe you can attach it to that, because he can attach it. He can attach things to that Rift Scourge you get from the Blight Shard amulet. So I'm thinking, if I recall correctly, with the Nemesis amulet, I'd have to actually get one and look at it. You can attach abilities to it, so I'd shoot for Blizzard on that. Or if I use a Shard of Astrakarn, like I did with my Battle Mage, I'd probably put Blizzard onto that ability. On the Aether Ray right now, we of course have Acid Spray. One of my favorite abilities, favorite Devotion abilities in the entire game. That reduction to enemies' resistances is huge. It's just pure bonus damage, and the Aether Ray procs it really, really awesomely. So yeah, I'm going to complete this one, because that's actually a really good node. But I wanted to run over to the Behemoth real quick and grab up the three nodes in Behemoth, and I might round out for Giant's Blood. I might even complete the Behemoth for its completion bonuses. But oh yeah, and I put Aether Fire onto Devastation for now. And that's the other reason I want to try to get an ability on the Nemesis, is because I might not have Devastation, which means I would only have 2 abilities open. So I kind of 2 abilities open. And I kind of want to have the Nemesis maybe be the 3rd ability. But going forward with the rest of his Devotion points, I'm probably going to grab up the Viper, maybe the Vulture, and maybe Oaklane's Lantern. I don't actually know if I'm going to run a caster weapon with him. I might go grab my Mind Warp or something else. I'm not going to use Warp Fire because it's going to destroy the cold damage with its weird conversion. So I had to find a different weapon. It may or may not be a caster weapon, which means Oaklane's Lantern is a maybe in this case. But somehow I want to get over into Law and do my standard, grab up the Crane, grab the 3 in Torgo, maybe get into the Scales, grab the 3 in Yulo, and maybe get into Solemn Watcher. Almost the exact same setup with my Sorcerer Aether Ray guy. His gear right now is kind of in the 40s range. We're running Legion Aether Spark, and at level 50 he's going to switch that out for a Spellweaver. Level 58, we have a Dementia right now, but at level 58 we're going to switch it out for the Empowered Dementia. I don't think he's ever going to get to the Empowered Nether Crown, but we're running a Nether Crown for now. The Pendant of Ubiquitous Wrath from the Order of Death's Vigil is his amulet. Still have that Sloth Primal Ring, because I haven't gotten a good other ring yet. Well, I could probably go grab another Aether Lord Signet, but you know what? Whatever. We have Aether Lord Signet. I'm going to replace that with an Empowered Aether Lord Signet. There is a ring called, I think it's Band of Eternal Haunt. Is going to be his other ring, definitely, because it's a Cold Aether ring. Chest piece is Legion Vestments, because they look awesome, and they provide a pretty awesome set of abilities. If he had the Outcast in... Oh, he's very close to it. When he gets the Outcast Honored, I'll probably go grab the Wrath Vestments, because that's just a straight up better piece of better chest piece. Panzer Hermit's Leg Guards, predictably enough, probably going to switch this in for the Empowered Hermit's Leg Guards. When he reaches level he's able to do that at. Haunt is his relic. Death's Chord of Fallen Skies is his belt. Combat Medic's Mark for his metal. Rawari Greaves and Rawari Handguards for his hands and feet. Mantle of the Weeping Eye. Classic shoulder pads for his shoulders. Components, he's got a Wrathstone and a Cold Stone. Mark of Illusions. I use Ectoplasms early on in the game to get a lot of regen going. So we used Ectoplasm on that ring, Ectoplasm on the head for that reason as well. A Focusing Prism on his amulets because I don't want to waste an Arcane Lens right now because I'm running out of those damn things. Hallowed on the chest. Ancient Armor Plates. Anti-Venom Salve. Arcane Spark. Mark of the Traveler. Spellwoven Threads. And Silk Swatch. That is his present setup for his gear, and we've covered everything except, oh, what do I always forget? Attributes. We're doing 1-to-1 between physique and spirit, and I am not putting a single goddamn point in cunning with this guy. I swear I'm not going to do it. It makes gearing a little wonky sometimes because a lot of the blades require cunning. This one doesn't require a lot, but yeah, the Devil's Aether Sword thing did require a lot of cunning to get. But I managed to do it through gearing for a while. So 1-to-1 physique spirit. And he tore up normal veteran. We're gonna go kill Vyloth. So I'm also doing this Aether Ray guy to sort of relearn what it's like to level up an Albrecht's Aether Ray character. Because I actually did forget what it was like to level an Albrecht's Aether Ray character. Because my Albrecht's Aether Ray character, I made him back when the Arcanist was first introduced. I'm not even joking. He is that old. Like, he has like 400 deaths and like days of play. So in leveling an Albrecht's Aether Ray character, for his left click attack, I actually used the Lightning Nova very early on from a cracked lodestone. From like level 8, I think, is when you can put it on. And then at level 20, I started running him with an Amber for the Empowered Lightning Nova. And then at about level... Oh, I don't know. Well, I did put... Okay, I'll say this. Levels 1 to 8. were Panetti's Replicating Missile. Until you could get the Cracked Lodestone, I was running Panetti's Replicating Missile, because it's basically an amazing ability. Did that guy just, like, wander behind me and I thought I killed him? Weird. So, yeah, I ran Panetti's Replicating Missile from about levels 1 to 8. Switched to the Lightning Nova at about level 8. Switched to Empowered Lightning Nova at level 20. But at about level... wait, I have to look this up. We have to look at this. So, this is the first thing I maxed out. I pretty much got to Pneumatic Burst. I had Panetti's at, like, 5, and I maxed out Pneumatic Burst. Then, when I got the Lightning Nova, I respected the Panetti's points, and I started over to get Shadow Dance, and then I maxed out Shadow Dance. Then I came back over here, and I went all the way down to Albrecht's Aether Ray and put about 5 points in it. And I think it still has about 5 points in it. I haven't actually been able to level it up yet, because I'm leveling up Inner Focus right now. But yeah, I mean, we're doing good damage. We're shredding through things pretty quickly. So, it's not like it's underdamaged right now. So, we have that at about until about level 30. I was using a combination of Lightning Nova with Albrecht's Aether Ray. And then, when Lightning Nova became too weak to deal damage, I pretty much dropped it and went with my double aura setup we have right now. And there's the ding I was hoping for. Also, when I was leveling up the character, I actually forgot that you do, you got 3 points for levels 1 to 50. So I was putting 2 points in things and closing the window real quick. And on one level, I was like, why do I have like 6 points floating around? This is weird. And I was like, oh, right.
That skill's not ready.
So like our Panetti's character, part of this guy's strategy is to keep Pneumatic Burst up all the time. I think it's one of the reasons his Aether Ray is actually really potent despite not being focused on yet. I mean, aside from Albrecht's Aether Ray being, you know, ridiculously high-powered for what, for all of its negatives.
I can't do that yet.
We want to keep Pneumatic Burst on as long as possible. And yeah, even though we're not dual wielding with this character, or with the Panetti's character, we weren't dual wielding. It's really easy to actually keep the ability going, especially when you're using a caster offhand. So Violoth is right there. We're gonna pop that. And I do recommend Ectoplasms while you're leveling this character up because that'll help you with your regen. So we're going to hide. Yeah, it's like we're using a lot of our same tactics as well, where we hide behind the Blade Barrier while Devastation's going off. And that's Violoth the Corruptor. And showing off my next Albrecht's Aether Ray character, a Cold Aether Ray character. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. I think it's gonna be Secrets of Grim Dawn next.